I remember right. I don't like doing everything.
I like you doing everything.
I don't. All right, this is probably going to be loud, but fuck it. Here we go. And in 3, 2, 1.
The man in black fled across the desert, and the gunslinger followed.
This episode of the
Guns Last Kicker
is brought to you by
Geist Note.
Why?
Hold on a second. These are sharing channels, and I can't have them share channels. Why did it do that? I wonder. That's probably what's been fucking me up all day. All right. Now we'll keep going.
Why?
Take
is
the
metronome-
click track out of the goddamn headphones.
The metronome is off.
We don't need a fucking click track for a fucking podcast.
You gonna just say something, or are you just gonna sit there and text on your phone? What the fuck? You want to do a trial run, and you're over there sexting.
I was actually reading what y'all were typing to Dustin to see what we're doing here.
Oh, okay.
But, sorry.
You want to play some beds or some shit?
I'm gonna, sir.
You ready? We're getting the cue? This is some serious business right here.
This program contains graphic material, including offensive language. Viewer discretion is advised.
Pam, come on. We're talking about Texas. Somebody somewhere wants enough cocaine to forget they live there.
Yeah, but not 100 pounds!
Maybe we'll get lucky, find an entire town that wants to commit suicide.
Tingling with excitement, trembling with horror, and throbbing with emotion.
Saw you walk across the room. You were wearing cheap perfume, and your hair was such a mess. You didn't look too overdressed. Am I enough to impress you? You stepped away, come back. Where did you go? We partied out the night. We stayed a real long time. Then you got hot fancy. Uh-oh, I like the way you talk, I like the way you walk. You got me like a hawk saying, where did you go?
Show number 258. It is Tuesday, April 16th, 2018. And this show is hopefully going to be fun because it's been a fucking nightmare to get it set up and going.
It has.
It's been insane. And we have no Matt tonight. Matt has died. We're going to have a memorial tribute to him later in the show. Nice montage, video montage, photo montage.
It'll be pretty short.
It's going to be extremely short. Filling in is Fake Matt. Go ahead and say hello, Fake Matt.
Hello, Dustin.
You got to get a little bit up on it.
All right, happy Tuesday, Dustin.
Happy Tuesday. See, can't hear you. Can you hear yourself?
I cannot.
Okay, so you got to play with the microphone. You got to get up there in it.
Roger, Roger.
Is
that better?
You got to be professional about this, Fake Matt.
Is that better?
Need you to be.
Anybody?
Yeah, we can kind of hear you now.
All right, good.
All right. Happy Tuesday, Fake Matt.
Happy Tuesday, Dustin.
Should we call you Fake Matt or
No.
Dead Matt, or should we just
Version 2.0, much better.
Matt 2.0?
Yes.
Call you, or just call you Jason.
Yep, I'll take that.
Matt's Revenge.
Matt's Revenge.
I don't want to be associated with him because his soccer team is not my favorite, so screw him.
We're already going into soccer talk.
No, sorry. It's just on my brain right now because of him.
Oh, all right. And by signal of the opening track, it should be evident that our buddies Henry the Archer are in studio with us.
Welcome back, boys.
Do we have to introduce all y'all? I mean, you've only been on here, what, 47 times?
You have to introduce them.
All right. From radio right to left, if you're looking at your handheld device, starting on the right side and going to the left, opposite of the way you read in English, we go on this side of the room.
Kevin Geist.
Mr. Kevin Geist is sitting in the chair that was formerly occupied by Seth, moving to the middle.
Richard.
Richard Hennessy, who was sitting in the chair occupied by Will Dumpke. And then, in the back,
Charles.
And no one's ever sat in that chair.
No.
Just guessed. I mean, it was never. It's not a memorial chair or anything.
I'm christening the ship.
You're christening it.
Right on.
So how you boys doing tonight?
Doing good, man. Thanks for having us.
Great.
We're having y'all in. We're just gonna get this right out of the way. Well, first, I think we should talk about some breaking news that happened.
Not the Southwest thing.
We're gonna get in that.
Oh God,
because
no.
I have questions.
Some guy at
for y'all
work
about
was
that.
talking. I can't even think
Biggest
about
nightmare ever.
We'll get to that in a minute, but
I'd rather blow up.
Yeah.
I think I've got a breaking news sounder here. No, there's this one. Dead at the age of 92, Barbara Bush.
So
okay.
Former First Lady Barbara Bush.
I posted that this morning, and I felt like an ass, and then she dies that afternoon. Somebody posted it fake, and I didn't go look it up. I thought she was gone, and I posted this morning, and all of a sudden I'm like, I feel this big, and then she dies in the afternoon.
We live in an age where you have to have two news sources
I was asleep when it happened.
to make sure things are going on. You can't just go off of Twitter rumors. But yeah.
I don't do Twitter, but yeah. I hear
Does this affect Ellen in any way?
No, I didn't even know. But I never share anyone that like news things, like unless I research it usually.
But was Barbara Bush a big player on your life, Kevin?
No,
It seems like she would be for some.
Reagan, man, I remember the Reagans more than the Bushes. Man.
That's what Richard and I were talking pre-show. You know, Nancy Reagan had the DARE thing.
Yeah.
What did Barbara have?
I don't remember.
She kept the ship afloat, dude. She did it for 2 different presidencies. She's important.
Yeah.
She righted the ship.
Charles, that was in your wheelhouse, right? Or were you too young to appreciate the first Bush presidency?
Yeah, well, I mean, she was the first lady when I was a kid, but I don't have any fond memories of her or anything.
I think that's the point with her. Nobody does.
Yeah.
She was she was in the background the whole time.
Yeah.
Well, and you had the first Gulf War going on, and what is she going to do about that? You know, nothing really. Just sit there and massage her husband's shoulders.
Carry her pom-poms and cheerlead.
Obama's wife, I remember what she did, and then Reagan's wife, and that's it. All the Bushes, and
Yeah.
Carter's
Well,
wife.
Hillary.
That was all. Well,
Darren Clinton's
reign.
reign.
I don't. Yeah, I remember her, but I don't really remember what she did other than cause chaos.
Yeah. Get cheated on.
Oh, that's what it
yeah.
was. That's what it was. Yeah.
with,
Maybe she didn't. It was. Maybe
I don't think she cared.
I don't know.
So does she get a big funeral? Do first ladies get big funerals like
not-
the presidents? Do they get a decent funeral?
Their family will do it, but it's not like state sponsored or anything.
They don't get a tour through Washington?
No, they don't ride in the back of a train all over the United States either.
Because Nancy Reagan died not too long ago, and
She got nothing also.
she didn't, and that's what I was trying to remember is if she got anything at all.
Huh.
Not that I know of.
Yeah, this has been a weird week for deaths because we lost Art Bell.
We will be discussing him this evening.
Do you know Art Bell? Do you know Art Bell, Charles?
I don't know anybody by name.
Okay, so you probably know. You probably have ran across him and don't know his name.
What does he do? Who is he?
Talk show host overnight on AM radio.
Is he the judge? The old judge guy died too.
Yeah, Harry Anderson
Harry
died
Anderson,
from
that's
Night
pretty
Court.
sad.
No, this is the guy that did East of the Rockies. You're on with talk
Yeah.
about UFOs.
He used
and
to talk
ghosts
about
and
UFOs and conspiracy theories late at night on AM stations.
Around here?
all over the United States.
All over the U.S.
400 and something stations.
Oh no, I don't know.
Yeah.
He like syndicated or whatever.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was syndicated,
Yeah,
and
gotcha.
he did like his show was like the model of all these crazy conspiracy shows and stuff. And
He's responsible for the nutshells.
he's responsible
The
for
crazy-
people like what's his name down south from here. The Seed Man. The angry
Oh my
guy.
God, I'm so glad that I didn't say what I was about to say then.
What?
David Koresh.
Oh, no.
I also like, whoa, that crossed my mind too, but I'm like, no, that doesn't.
I'll just say
The
it,
guy
though.
that yells a lot.
You're a little more
not
head-
Rush Limbaugh. The other guy,
Alex Jones.
Alex Jones. Yeah.
The Infowars guy.
Infowars. Yeah.
That guy's insane.
He is
He's awesome,
insane.
though. Have you seen some of the remixes? On
Yeah.
YouTube?
Have you?
That is genius.
So we lost Art Bell, which was really cool. I was sad about that one because he was funny. Like
Yeah.
his stuff, he would talk about UFOs and stuff all the time, and
For 30 years, he would listen to every single crazy conspiracy and act like he was interested. And that's a pretty good gig if you can get it and keep it for that long.
like his biggest show was a guy called in and was in a prop plane flying over Area 51
because he was going to
and called from a sat phone, and he was going to prove that there was stuff down there going on,
And
and
people
so
started
he's
shooting at him.
talking, and they shot him down.
Whoa!
while he's on the phone.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they shot him down.
That's hilarious.
I'm gonna have to look some of these up. These might be gold, man.
Oh, it's more than gold.
Oh yeah.
Art
I'm
Bell's a
telling-
good rabbit hole to go down.
Yeah.
You could be driving in the middle of the night cross country or something, and there's nothing you're in the middle of nowhere. There's nothing on the radio in the middle of the night, and you could find him, and you would get pulled in like a trance, and you'd just sit there and do it all night long driving.
Oh, wow.
You know the drive from here to Colorado Springs.
Right.
That's a good example.
There were several times I'd be driving that in the middle of the night and
And he'd
be
come
just
on.
flipping around the stations, and he'd come across his voice and be like, "Okay, let's listen." He starts talking about UFOs, and you're out there in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
It's pitch
Yeah.
black, and you're like, "What's that in the sky? What's that? What's going on?" It kind of creeped you out the more they got into it
It's awesome.
because it
Yeah,
sucked
it's
you
awesome.
in.
Yeah.
He was really really good at it. And then Arlie Ermy died.
Oh.
This one
week,
hurts.
too. I figured
That
that,
one
one would
hurts.
upset you. It upsetted all the military guys I
It
work
hurts.
with.
He was a good dude. He wasn't the best soldier, but he was a good dude.
You know his
He
role
played a good soldier, and he did a lot of things for him afterwards, but he wasn't the best soldier when he was. Sorry.
in Full Metal Jacket. He wasn't supposed to have that part.
That's correct.
He was an advisor, and then Stanley Kubrick was like, "You're so good at this. Why don't you just do it?"
Yeah.
And then his career
wait, the drill
panned off that-
sergeant that
Yes.
did it
Yeah.
over and over and
Yes.
over again, made a career out of it. Oh, I didn't. Man, he was a good actor.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he was just supposed to be, like he's saying, he was supposed to be the advisor on and teaching the actors how to do it.
Yeah.
Stanley Kubrick's like, dude, you're better at this than them.
He's
You do
he's
it.
been in so many movies playing
Oh.
the drill sergeant.
So many good one-liners.
But
He has the
there's
best
also-
one-liners
he-
ever.
He did cross over like to different roles, but it didn't quite translate as
Right.
well as his drill
He
sergeant
did that one
role.
movie. He was a police officer, but he was like the drill sergeant police officer.
Yeah.
He had a
Yeah, you're
You
right.
know, I'm serious.
So they still somehow got a drill sergeant out of him.
Yeah.
Didn't they have a mail show? Like people would write him in mail.
Oh, that's
and he would read the mail.
what's it called?
Mail call.
That was the mail call. Yeah, mail call on his about the military show thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
He,
okay.
yeah. He just
Oh.
explained like whatever.
Yeah.
He was on
military-
that,
it was
yeah, the
cool.
gun shows.
Yes.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
when
he
they
was on
fire
there, too.
different. Yeah, I
And his
forget
job
what
was
that yeah.
basically what he was doing was trying to tell civilians, give them a little bit of insight on what all the things are that they talk about in the military. I guess.
Yeah. Oh,
So they're not
the
quite as
lingo
stupid.
and everything. Yeah.
But
Awesome though.
I was going to build a whole intro out for that, but everybody has done it through the wall or just through
He deserves
like
it.
crazy though.
I'm,
Or how
I'm disappointed in you,
how
Justin.
crazy how
the ministry
bureaucracies
track,
and-
Gangrene is really good. Maybe I'll play that later. I'll pull it up. I have too much stuff going on and open and running over here right now. But then we had, I guess Saturday night. I went running around. Went and checked out the new Fairmont Music Hall. It was their grand opening. Have y'all been over there yet?
Where is this?
It's the old Live Oak.
Okay, really?
Okay. Did they make any changes to the stage?
They did.
So it's not so open.
It's not so wide. So it depends on what your
All they needed
definition.
were those high school diffusers behind the band when everyone was
Yeah.
playing, and they would have been fine.
Depends on what your definition of open is, because what they did was, you know how you would walk in on one side of the stage from the main auditorium. You'd walk in on one side.
I thought the doors were right in the middle to come in if you're
No, that.
watching.
But
it,
if
yeah.
you wanted to walk around to the stage,
yeah,
you walked down the far left, walked
Go
around the
up
back to the
Yeah,
green
yeah,
room.
Yeah.
Well, now when you walk in that door, they brought they built a VIP suite on stage. So you go in that door, and immediately as you walk through that door, you look to the right, and there's this VIP suite with a big window that looks out on the side stage. So they kind of brought the stage in a little bit.
So
I
the
got
people watching can see how shitty the sound is on stage.
It's not shit anymore.
No.
Since
There's
they
a-
closed it in, yeah.
Well, and there's a bunch of. They've got monitors all over the place like crazy now, and their speakers high, pointing
who owns
down
it?
and
Do you
around.
know who owns it now?
Yeah, it's a guy named Derek, and he owns a restaurant down in Burleson. I can't remember the name of it right now, but
The old live.
he bought it over here.
The only band that I heard there that sounded good was when the TCJC Jazz, a big band, was perfect for the old live.
'Cause it fill up the whole
filled
room.
up the stage, and like it actually, you wanted some of the sounds to diffuse whatever.
Yeah.
But a rock band, it was.
Have you seen it? Who have you seen there?
So on grand opening night, they had Stoney LaRue there. He came in, good, big country guy, huge country guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it was just him and acoustic guitar. That's it. And he got up there.
He's
and
really talented. He's a good dude.
He's got a ton of albums, and it was sold out. There were people nut to button there. Biggest crowd I've ever seen in Live Oak history. And he just got up there and had no set list. He sat down and goes, "This night's for you guys. Y'all start shouting out songs, and I'll start playing them."
It sounds like Prince. Prince will do
and
that
it
to you
turned
every
into
once in a
like
while.
a storyteller's thing. Like he would talk about the song and then play it a little bit. Then he'd talk a little more about it, and then joke around and some stuff. And it was really cool. He played for like 2 hours, and it was
And he
very
played like
chill
3
and relaxed.
songs.
Yeah, and he played like 3 songs. No, he played a huge chunk of his catalog, and people were into it. But what they did, here's the interesting thing. You know how behind the stage it used to have a small door to exit?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember.
like a roll-up door to
Yeah,
load
that's
in?
what- yeah.
They made it bigger now.
Oh, okay.
And they open it up to a giant VIP tent.
Okay.
So there are people that sit back there. You're surrounded by people while you play. There's
Right.
people behind you and in front of you. Now, what I want to see, I want to go back, and I want to see when a drummer's there. And how that works with a drummer, because, normal position is back.
Yeah. So are these people like how far are they? Are they like on my back?
They would be where that door rolls up. They're standing right there, or
They're
sitting
looking at your
right
butt
there.
crack,
Yeah.
dude, while you're trying to play.
Oh, so
They're on it.
Start throwing sticks back there. Y'all need to scoot back.
They're on you. They're on you, and
That makes me nervous.
It's really, really strange. But I hope I've always liked that venue, except for the on-stage sound issues. But I always thought it was a cool venue to go see a show.
Absolutely.
It's always fun to be in the crowd, and I hope it works out. It's nice to have that's a decent-sized venue for Magnolia area.
No, it is. Yeah, they did. Like I said, the stage was it's too big.
What I don't like is the new lighting. The new lighting sucks. And I don't know if it's going to be like that. If it was just intimate for...
Is it too
since this
bright,
was an
too
intimate show.
hot, too-
No, it was too orange and too
Oh,
cool.
They don't have the right color.
And you crank the ISO up and everything's noisy. And
The
it's just...
last band I saw there was Reverend Horton Heat.
How was that?
It was really good.
Because the Rev's always
His
good.
guitar sounded absolutely incredible. Like the tone of his guitar, absolutely incredible. And the drums were real jazzy, so it fit real well with the stage and everything. They were real. It just sounded really nice. They had an upright bass. Oh, Kevin's got to get out of
Sorry,
here.
man.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Yeah, I got to go. I'm sorry.
I didn't know.
All right, man.
Hey, I'm going to shoot you a message here shortly. I was going to talk to you later after the show.
Yeah,
I want to shoot you a message in a little bit.
Help track down the scratch.
Later, brother.
No,
Take
it's
it
not
easy, man.
about that. I need something from you.
Oh yeah, okay. Cool.
So I'll holler at you about that later. I was going to show you. I'm trying to pull up a picture. Here you go. Since I went out there and covered it, I wanted to show you a picture of what this looks like and see what you guys thought.
The new Live Oak.
Yeah. So this is from. I'm standing. Oh shit! I'm standing beside the soundboard where the soundboard normally is.
What is this, Windows 10 or something? What do you?
No, I
Oh,
have
this is
37
Mac. Oh,
windows
okay.
open on a
Oh,
Mac. But if you look right here, I'm standing beside the soundboard, like where you would enter into the main auditorium.
Sure.
That's him playing, and look right here, how it opens up in the back.
That's like Roadhouse. Is there chicken wire up?
No,
So they can't throw bottles at you.
Right.
I have played the Chicken Wire venue before.
That's awesome.
It is.
That's interesting. I'd like to see how they.
I want to know if they're going to do it all the time.
It'd be one thing if to do that if you had a rotating stage, but this just seems kind of, I don't know what the deal is here.
And he seemed kind of uncomfortable at times because he'd look over his shoulder and try to talk to the people behind him, and
Sure.
like he would get
It's
like,
awkward.
people in front be requesting, and he'd be like, "Let me get some requests from the back," and so he'd wait for someone to yell at him or whatever, and then
I mean, it's your personal space, right? I mean, like,
Yeah.
think about it. People behind your back. Like, don't you like to know who's behind your back? I mean, like, you got people behind your back. Like,
Yeah. You
That's-
two did a show.
And
You two did 2 different shows where they had a stage that went around they had a walkway that went around the entire stage.
yeah.
Well,
so he
doing
could
a-
go around to the back.
doing an arena show
Totally
in
different.
the round is completely different. It's not
Right.
that's
Same
not
concept
a new,
though, just really close.
Yeah, but that's not a new concept.
Right.
You know, doing it like that. This, all that's there is a piece of vinyl separating you from the parking lot.
Oh,
So it seems like a safety issue.
yeah.
Like
I mean,
Yeah.
Someone could just rush through this tent.
I don't think they're trying to reinvent the wheel. It was probably just like trying to sell more tickets.
Well, this is. I went back and looked at other shows that have been there because I did some warm-up shows, and it's been open.
Yeah, even when it's like not sold out or anything. They just have it open.
It's just there's other people sitting back there in this VIP section because they give you food. It's like free food, free beer, or
So
free
you pay a
buffet,
little
free
more,
beer
you
stuff.
get all that stuff, and you stand behind the band.
I'm not sure of it, but I'd still play it. I mean, that's it. But it would be weird. It would
This
be
was-
weird.
You feel awkward not being able to play for everybody.
There were so many people here for this grand opening night that they sold the upstairs area out as a viewing area, lower price tickets, but they had giant TVs up there, video casting the stuff going on down below with a good sound system. They were using a big sound because they put a stage on top. Too.
Yeah.
Dude,
So
somebody
they use
that's got a
sound
name in
system, and it
country,
sounds
they
good.
pull a lot of people.
Yeah.
Anybody with a decent name, and he's got a good name for country.
And he just played here 2 weeks ago.
Right.
And
this
Billy
is
Bob's.
and this
he
is
sold
a
out
small
Billy
show.
Bob's.
Right, and this is a small show, so you can come check him out real close.
It was pretty interesting. So while I was there, I come home and Jennifer tells me that we've shot missiles at Syria.
This is
Yeah, I saw something about
I'll answer
that
if you
on
want me to
my
answer. Other than
iPhone.
that, I'm going to keep my damn mouth shut.
I'd rather stay away from politics if possible.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to talk about, like, you know, I don't know, something not political, that's cool.
Is Henry the Archer trying to take a non-political stand on things?
We've always been non-political.
No, my stance on this is, once again, I was at another fucking venue watching a band when war decided to break out and we decided to launch missiles. Seems
So-
like every time they launch missiles at a country, I'm somewhere.
So
Dustin needs a text message before
Yes.
anything happens.
Please let me know before all hell breaks loose.
Dustin needs to start keeping his ass at home so we don't go to war anymore, is what it sounds like to me.
That's right. That's exactly right. Yeah, that's a good point. Every time you go out, stay at home.
Keep your ass at
Do
home.
us all a favor.
I'm not going to Fortress Fest. I'm not going to come see Henry the Archer anymore.
Yeah. We're not saying that Dustin's causing wars. We're just saying he's never home when they start.
It's his words, not mine.
If y'all will pay me the same amount I'm getting paid to go cover these events, then I'll stay home and we'll stop. We'll keep world peace. How's that?
No.
Sound like a deal?
No.
Oh, okay.
You have to take one for the team.
It was just weird. Like, just rolling. Jennifer's like laying on the couch. Yeah, we attacked Syria. And so I'm like, what? Really? I go over. I'm like, you watching this TV? She's like, no. Because she was doing shit on her iPad. So I go to the channel. I go flipping to the channels. The first one on our news package is CNN. And they're busy talking about Stormy Daniels and Trump. And I'm like,
So sad.
we just fucking launched missiles at a country.
I don't want, yeah.
Why is this on TV?
Okay, we got to stop. I'm going to start getting...
So I went to MSNBC. Well, that's not a political opinion. It's why mainstream media, we just shot missiles at a country. You'd think that would be more important to cover. So I had to go to MSNBC, and they finally, sun was coming up, and it was, you started seeing pictures, because I got home about midnight, and the sun was coming up,
Yeah,
and they
it'd
were
be like
already
6 or
showing
7 in the
stuff.
morning right there.
Yeah. And, yeah, neat. We bombed a bunch of empty buildings. That was cool. Go team. Serious
See?
fun. But...
he's trying.
Well, it's my fucking show. I can do whatever the fuck I
I know
want.
you can.
Shut up, fake Matt.
Damn it.
See, that's why I need Matt here. Because he wanted to get into this really bad.
Yeah, see, I'm trying not to.
And then North Korea and South Korea are calling peace.
I'll take that. We can talk about that if you
That
want
was
to.
announced today.
It's not a bad thing.
I heard talks
It's not a
about
bad
that. I heard talks about that a while back. Yeah,
It's kind of rad.
It's not a bad thing.
Kim Jong
pretty
Il's
good.
like, we're going to get together and talk and end the Korean War that we've had going on since the 50s and actually bring it to an end and call peace.
Close the DMZ and let people go across the border and
Get
we're
it
good.
done.
I'm telling you, Kim Jong-un wants, or Il, or whatever the kid's name is, he wants it to be a tourist country.
Right.
That's why they've opened all these ski resorts.
He tried it the
and-
other way and
That's
realized real quick after he had a night's sleep that it was a bad idea and said, okay, let's just open the borders.
Or that's what the MSM wants you to know. Wants you to be fed.
As long as they get the DMZ closed and let those people actually live their lives, I'd be happy. All of them.
That'd be freaking great.
They have great food.
Thought it
let's
was
keep
awesome.
Korea
So let's
around.
talk about this this Southwest thing.
Southwest. Yes.
No,
Because that's breaking news.
I heard
This
earlier
makes me
today.
a pucker factor.
So
do
here's,
y'all get freaked out flying anymore?
here's what I found it now.
Oh,
Here's what I found interesting, really quick, is when somebody told me earlier today around lunchtime what happened, and when they had said it, I swiped right on my iPhone.
And now you're dating someone?
No, to get the news, because the widget pops up if you swipe right, and it wasn't on there. And I'm like, that would be something that you think would be like number one.
That's
and
the same fucking thing with the missile thing.
It wasn't there, and I had to Google it to find it. I wasn't coming up in the news. I was like, that's kind of like an interesting thing. Like you would number one. Nope, wasn't there. Wasn't there.
You know what happened when I heard about it?
Yeah.
I did the same thing. I hopped on the news thing, and the first thing I saw was out of nowhere came up this timeline video of what happened on 9/11.
That's sad.
And how it's a timeline of flight data from FlightAware and how quick the planes left U.S. airspace. And it showed the hours. It was all done in real time. And so I got sucked into that, watching that for 5 minutes as watching this just graph data of these arrows flying in.
That is cool to
and
watch.
And all of a sudden they're like, it's just...
Yes.
For 3 days, the United States is blank.
It is pretty cool to watch when they show you the picture of the United States, the whole map, and you see all the planes in the air, and like within an hour, it's empty. The entire United States is empty.
And all the ones coming from Europe and Japan,
they had to go to Iceland and Greenland and all those other places.
They went to Canada.
Oh yeah, Canada. Yeah,
I went up to Canada. Yeah, that was kind of crazy. But then, same. Start looking for this thing on Southwest, and no one knows what the hell's going on.
Yeah,
it's scary as hell, is what it is.
I haven't even heard the story. What's happening with Southwest?
So a flight coming from New York or Newark.
Coming from. I thought it was coming from somewhere around here, going to Philly.
Well, I was told it was Newark to Dallas, and they had to land in Philly.
Right.
They had to land in Philly because of what
happened. That's probably right. You're probably right. That's
so
right.
the engine on the right engine underneath on the right wing. I'm sorry, blew up, and when it blew up, the housing that keeps it from blowing up toward the plane failed, and blew out one of the passenger windows. It's a 2-engine plane. Blew out a passenger window and damn near sucked the lady out the window.
Intense.
We're not done. No, we're not done.
They're at 32,000 feet.
Yeah.
And they immediately go into a dive.
Because they lost air
pressure. And that's what you're supposed to do. And we were listening to, right when he got here, we listened to a guy called into the ticket.
Who was on
the flight.
Whoa.
And started shooting video. And he said that a guy sitting in front of him ran to the back of the plane and threw his body in front of the window to stop the decompression, and it started sucking him out.
Oh my God!
As they're diving,
a totally different story.
This is exactly what happened.
That a woman got sucked out of the window,
but they grabbed her and brought her back in. She didn't get all the way out.
I did not hear that. I heard that she got seriously destroyed.
Well, she was all bloody and stuff,
hanging out the window.
And they say that the complications of that and the shrapnel that the engine threw to break the window and everything is what killed her.
Yeah.
So she did die. But they pulled her back in, though. She didn't fly out of the plane.
Whoa. No, she didn't fly out, but she was halfway out. So if you can imagine at 32,000 feet being halfway out the airplane.
Well, they're pretty sure she was
dead. And
your
shoulders are fitting through that space.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy how cold and shoulderless that is.
Well, it's 400-mile-an-hour wind. It's going to snap your neck when you go out the window.
Oh,
You're dead.
Easy. Yeah. That's true for sure.
You're dead.
So
and freezing ass cold.
Yeah.
No oxygen.
Yeah, so we were looking at the pictures of the plane on the line, and I was like, is that smoke or is that blood?
It's smoke.
Then you know what I'm saying?
Oh, down the side of the plane?
That's a good question.
By the windows. If you look at the windows...
That's probably blood then.
There's, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, it was nasty, but they got her back inside. She was probably dead when they brought her in, but they got her back inside, and a dude literally threw his body over the window to try and keep the pressure from leaving while they were doing a freaking nosedive to get down low enough where they'd have oxygen with one engine. And it took 20 minutes. The guy said
smoke. It's not near the window, so it's smoke. It's all over the wing.
They said it took. So. He said the guy that called in said that he felt like it was an hour to an hour and a half, and it ended up being 15 or 20 minutes from the time the engine hit from the time the engine blew up till the time they landed.
I can't imagine that 20 minutes.
Oh, it'd be the longest of your life. You have no control.
That's like a week.
You have no control. You have to sit there and deal with it because you got nothing. You got nothing. You got nothing. You're just sitting there waiting.
Yeah.
Oh, pucker factor. It's huge for me. I'd rather blow. Like I said, I'd rather blow up.
You have no control over anything. You're just there.
Is Mr. Red Pants in there?
Yes, Mr. Red Pants is in there.
Doesn't he work for them?
Yeah,
he does.
He does.
Uh-oh.
My boss sent out an email not to start any rumors that only stick to what was told to the media. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. Should I have said that? Matt?
No, everything we're saying was told to the media.
Okay. Yeah, it's pretty. This is the first time. This is the first death that Southwest has ever had on a flight. They did have a plane slide off a runway up north, and it hit a car. And in the car was a baby boy, and the baby boy died, but he wasn't on the flight. But this is the only tragedy they've had.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
They're still my favorite airline. Other than Virgin. Them and Virgin are the two that I actually enjoy flying on. All the other ones suck. I hate them all.
Did you ever fly JetBlue from here to Colorado?
No.
Those were always luxurious.
I've never been on JetBlue. I feel like they're always sold out or too expensive.
Yeah.
What was the one out of Minnesota? That was around for all those years, but the really hot. All of their stewardesses were really, really hot. They were the carrier for the military. For if there were no military aircraft around,
then you should know.
I can't remember.
I'll tell you,
those were fun flights.
Who's got the hot outfits? And it's Emirates.
I don't know that
and
one.
It's just because they're freaking cute, and they wear these little hats with the veils, the little cool little.
You're not kidding.
Fish veils? No, they're.
So you look like I Dream a Genie?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Wow. Yeah, it's really really cute.
Let's go take a flight, guys.
But yeah,
we don't have to stay.
Are the days of the hot flight attendants over? Like sexualizing a flight attendant in this year of,
I've known many flight attendants, and I would say for the most part, every flight attendant that I knew was like to have fun.
But I mean,
they were very.
I'm talking about the uniform. Is the uniform done?
Some of it, yeah, because you got yeah. I would say it is now.
Here you go.
Maybe.
Here you go.
Y'all wear pantsuits now.
See? It's just freaking badass. I just think it's cool as hell.
That's pretty dope.
Wow.
I like that uniform.
That's interesting.
Sorry. I mean, there's nothing revealing at all.
No, not at all.
It's just really cool. That little hat. I wanted one. I tried to get one. I asked our flight attendant on our flight to buy if I could have hers. She was a little Italian girl. And
What'd
then then an Italian guy started taking care of us because I think she got creeped out.
Probably rightfully so.
No, they work in shifts because
Oh.
it's such a long flight. The one works 7 hours and the other one works the next 7 hours. But yeah, you don't fear flying?
No, not at all.
Did you ever have a fear when you were a kid? Like, oh my God, we're going on a flight.
No, I didn't fly as a kid.
You didn't?
I didn't even have my first flight until I don't remember my first flight, but I know that it was after 17, 18, 19, somewhere
Really?
in there, yeah.
Did it freak you out?
No, I really liked it. I was so nervous that when it happened, I was like, this is absolutely nothing. It felt like a bus. It felt exactly like the bus.
That's the way I see it.
And I took the city bus every single day growing up. So as soon as I got on the plane, I was so nervous. It was like, it felt like taking off in like a really fast like Mercedes and then a bus.
You know,
Bus.
you know what's worse? What I always compare it to, like rough turbulence, is no worse than riding the subway.
No, yeah, it's really not.
Because the subway bounces you all over the place. And
But I flew to Houston on American Airlines from here to go play golf with my uncle one time. And we went through a thunderstorm, and the plane got hit by. I assume it got hit by lightning. The entire plane lit up like it just got hit by lightning, and everything goes completely black, no electricity, completely silent, and we start falling. And about 15 seconds later, all the lights come on, and we go back up in the air, and he goes, "I really apologize for this. There was just a little bit of turbulence." And I'm sitting there like taking shit out of my pants. Because I'm thinking I'm dead at like 17 years old. That was my very first flight that I remember doing by myself, and the whole damn plane got hit by lightning.
the flights from
quiet though, damn, that was scary.
When you're coming back from California, always seem really rough. And usually when I'm coming back from California, I'm really hungover. The last few times I haven't been, but like the first like 30 times I went out there, I'd come home, been up all night and very hungover, and on the edge of vomiting as the plane is bouncing all around as you're going over the Rockies and the desert and everything, and you're like, come on, just get home.
You go back to the bathroom
Like
to shave, and you come out with all the cuts all over your face.
Like Jared and Seth went with me on one trip, and I remember Seth going, man, you're like really green. It's like, yeah.
Are you okay?
I'm about to lose it. Me and Seth are just sitting there going, oh my God, just end this now. What about you? You get scared? You just fly and freak out?
I like first time I got on a plane probably about 14, 15, but it was like, oh, it was hell yeah, like, you know, I was
Turning freaked me out because I was about 11 or 12 when I first got on, and turning freaked me the hell out.
What freaks me out about a plane, and it still freaks me out, is the recycled air factor.
Yes.
I don't like that.
I don't think about that.
I do. That's all I can think about.
I flew to Hawaii when I was 12.
Yeah.
And that was when smoking was still allowed.
Oh.
And you're sitting in a freaking airplane, and the back 20 rows are chain smokers on a flight to Hawaii.
Those days, the first flight I took was a smoking flight, and it was just fog. It was like a methane show.
It's like working in one of those survey call centers where they got the square box in like part of the call center that's just for the smokers, and you look in there and you can't even see anybody sitting down. It's so full of smoke, and you're like, oh, I want to go in there. Smell like an ashtray all the time.
I'm glad smoking's been banned. Sorry.
Me too. No, I'm a smoker, and me too.
I smoke, and I agree.
I'm surprised it took Fort Worth this long to do it.
And you know, people be like, oh, I don't want to go outside when it's cold or something like that. It's like, well, if you don't want to go outside because it's too cold, you don't want a cigarette enough.
You don't need a cigarette.
Yeah.
Yep. Because I promise you, I'll go stand in that 30-mile-an-hour wind when it's 15 degrees outside for about a half a cigarette.
Yeah.
You don't have to smoke.
I'm so grateful for that.
Well, I wish I didn't. But
so we, I want to get into Fortress Fest, but before we do, I want to play
that the second half, or you gonna?
No, we're gonna do this now.
Okay.
We're gonna get into this because we're only
are we gonna do
30 minutes